We have an amazing day for you today. We're here in beautiful Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey, which is located in Ocean County. And we're going to team up with two local real estate agents. We're going to get an intimate dive into the town and the amenities that are available in this particular area. We're going to go to Point Lobster and have what I hear is the best lobster roll in the entire world. So we'll check that out. We'll also go to Jenkinson's Pier. We'll go to Martell's. And we also have a special surprise for you. And I hear it's a house that's iconic for this part of New Jersey. Stay tuned, we'll be coming right at you. We got a little bit of time before we meet our guest today that'll be joining us on the show. Now, I want to give you a little history about Point Pleasant Beach. It was originally founded in the 1600s, and by the 1870s, it started to become a vacation destination for people living inland in New Jersey. By the 1920s, the Roaring 20s, this place really started to build up. And that's when they started to build the boardwalks that are iconic to the area today. Now, population here increases significantly in the summertime. A lot of that is people coming from Manhattan and from New York City to really flee the heat that's going on in those areas during the summertime. Now, if you look behind me, I mean, you got water views as far as you can see. No matter where you're at on Point Pleasant Beach, you probably are going to have a water view. You can also see the adjacent town behind us, which is called Manasquan. Now, if you're looking for activities down here, they got it all. So you can rent a boat to go deep sea fishing, you could go water skiing, you could go parasailing, you could go jet skiing. So any water activity that you're interested in doing, you can find in Point Pleasant Beach. You don't have to bring your own equipment, they will provide it and they can rent it to you as well down in this area. If you're looking for nightlife, there's over 100 restaurants and/or bars in this area. They play live music on a regular basis during the week and on the weekends. So entertainment, you got activities, you got everything but a place to stay. So if you're looking to rent down here for the summertime, it can be relatively affordable. So you can find some places where you're paying a couple $1,000s a month and you can pay north of $10,000 a month, depending on what your goals are and what type of amenities that you want to have. As far as getting here, now, the New Jersey Garden State Parkway can be a little bit congested during the summer months. I mean, there's 2 lanes in and there's 2 lanes out. So you may want to consider some alternative transportation. You may want a boat here if you got a friend with a boat, or you can also take the boat from different areas not too far from here, even to go into New York City. Your other option is take the train. You can take that train all the way from Penn Station to Point Pleasant, New Jersey, and different shore points along the way. Now, you might have to transfer a couple of times, but it'll certainly get you here, and it's a pretty stress-free ride down here. Other things that are going on in this area, they have seasonal events. If you got to see the July 4th fireworks, this is a fantastic place to see them. If you're interested in seafood festivals, they have a huge annual seafood festival in Point Pleasant Beach. Anything that you need, you got. Now, if you're looking to purchase real estate in this area, the prices can vary pretty considerably. So there are some homes that are still reasonably priced. Now, define that by $500,000, $600,000. But the majority of the homes, as you get closer to the water, you start to peak over that $1 million mark. The median sales price in this area is $1.4 million. Now, your average sales price is a little bit lower because it factors in some of the inland areas. That's where you get under the $1 million mark, and you're getting closer to that $750,000 number. In addition to that, with the real estate in this area, they're starting to have a bigger supply. So I know our whole area has been crunched by limited supply and sharp demand. When you look at the statistics, at least through the spring market in this area, or the start of the spring market in this area, there's a lot more inventory than there has been in the past. So there's an opportunity to rent, there's an opportunity to buy, and there's an opportunity for everyone to come down here and just have some fun. So we're gonna go meet our guest today. We're gonna start our day by having a lobster roll at Point Lobster Company. Now I hear it may be one of the best in the country. Statistically, it's number 12. Let's go check it out. All right, it's time to get our day moving in the right direction. And we're fortunate enough today to have two guys that know the Point Pleasant Beach area better than anybody. Mr. Rob Booth. Rob, thank you. Thanks for
having
coming.
me.
James Ward.
Pleasure.
Both from Keller Williams Real Estate. Now, we're starting today at Point Lobster Company.
That's right.
Tell me a little background of this company.
Point Lobster. It's a Jersey Shore staple, serving basically the entire tri-state area for a good 40 plus years now. Not only do they have a great fish market, but they have a newer bar and grill in town, and they also have a great setup around Christmas and the holidays with a lobster tree and all sorts of stuff to kind of keep people coming year round.
Now, Rob, you were telling us that you go back a few years ago, it looked completely different here.
Oh yeah, Greg. So this initially was just a kind of a lobster warehouse. So if you've ever eaten a lobster out at a restaurant or at the supermarket, you bought a lobster to take home, more than likely it was supplied by Point Pleasant Lobster Company. So this was originally just their warehouse. And then they started to sell to the general public. So you used to come here and basically sit on an old barrel and eat your lobster roll. It was amazing.
How long have you guys been coming here for?
As long as I can remember, my whole life.
Exactly, 20 plus years.
And they have the boats that actually go out there and get the lobster, all local fresh lobster from New Jersey?
Doesn't get fresher than what we're about to have. You're in for a real treat, Greg. Your lobster, your lunch is probably in the ocean this morning.
Fantastic. I can't wait to check it out. Let's go, guys. I mean, guys, how great is this place? Now this hasn't been here, James, the whole time, correct?
No, this is a fairly new addition. Point Lobster, I guess, saw the demand maybe, and they've really, created a destination, if not a landmark, in the area.
Yeah, it's got such a good feel to it. You know, not a lot of places you can go where you feel like you're at the beach. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to hop on a surfboard.
I love that.
I can't surf, Rob, just so you know.
Well, that's okay. You can pretend you did, right?
That's right.
You guys know what you're going to order?
I mean, there's only one thing in the house to get.
You're in for a real treat with the lobster roll here, the hot lobster roll.
Yeah, it comes two ways, Greg. So you can either get it cold or hot. I recommend hot.
Now, why do you recommend hot?
Well, it comes hot on the roll, basically smothered in butter.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Cold is like kind of the New England way. I know you're from New England. It's still as good, but their signature is the hot lobster.
It's 3 ingredients. It's a bun, it's lobster, and butter.
Yeah.
So,
All right, let's do it.
and it's the best lobster roll around. Now, I don't think there's a such thing as a bad lobster roll, but there's definitely a best lobster roll, and you're about to have
And
it.
this is the place.
This is
All
it.
right, let's
This is
go,
right.
guys. Oh man. Oh. I mean, this looks amazing.
I know, absolutely.
Smells amazing. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, let's check this out.
I do a little lemon on top of mine.
That's amazing.
Don't look at me.
All right, guys. All right, now I'm an expert in lobster rolls coming from New England, and I've had them in Maine, I've had them in Boston. I have to say, the lobster roll here at Point Lobster Company, that might be the best lobster roll I've ever had.
We weren't kidding.
I mean, it's incredible. Not only do they pack about a pound of lobster into it, but with the butter on top of it, it kind of almost melts in your mouth.
Oh, the hot butter just soaks up with that potato roll. It's absolutely amazing.
Mine had 2 lobsters worth in it.
Well,
I really think so.
Well, they must love you here, James.
Maybe.
And I get it, that's John's the owner?
Yeah.
I mean, John's a great guy, and thank him for his hospitality. He was fantastic. You got to check it out. Point Lobster Company, Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey. Don't miss it. It's an iconic place with phenomenal food. Now, when we're going to go out and about today, we're going to go to a couple of different places. So I know that we're going to go to the boardwalk
Yep.
for a little bit. Now, would that be considered Jenkinson's boardwalk?
It is, yeah. The boardwalk is Point Pleasant Beach Boardwalk. Jenkinson's is the beach and the theme park, but it's all kind of intermingled together.
And I know you also have a very special house that you're going to show us
I
as well.
do. Yes, I really do. It's arguably the most famous house in Point Pleasant Beach. It just happens to be for sale, and I have the keys.
You just happen to be the guy. We
You
go
know, I thought to
inside.
bring. Yeah.
That's great. I can't wait. So when someone's looking to vacation here, you can rent down here, you can look to purchase down here. What's a rental go for down in this area?
Hold on. First, there is something in Point Pleasant Beach for everybody, whether you're going to buy or rent or invest in the town. From the rental side of it, same thing, something for everybody. You've got motels doing nightly weekend rentals. You have homes you can rent. We have a great vacation rental industry. There's hundreds of properties available from 1 bedrooms up to 8 bedrooms with pools. They're oceanfront, boardwalk front. They're small cottages. There's some of them are on the walk-up lanes only where there's no cars and you can just run around in the sand. Rent any of those. You're anywhere from the 2000s a week up to 15,000 plus. So,
Okay.
and
But you
everyone,
can make it work though. I mean, if you have a
yes,
family that you want to bring down here to experience everything that it has to offer, it can be affordable for you. So, all right, so there can be something for everyone. I mean, if you be price points back down to 2000, obviously you could
yes.
get something very expensive, but it can be affordable for people looking to vacation down here and taking everything that the area has to offer. Now, down in this area, James and Rob, do they do any type of Airbnb?
That's a great question, Greg. So actually, Point Pleasant Beach has kind of eliminated the Airbnb rental for under 7 days. So it's really a family destination. So when you come down here, they want you to spend at least 7 days with us.
All right, so you're not going to have the kids that are renting out the property for a weekend drinking, partying, and they're going to split.
Not so much. Believe me, it's still a fun town, and there is, as James said, something to do for everybody. We have a great bar scene here, but it's not quite as rowdy as it once was. It is really geared towards families.
And I have to think, I mean, both of you guys live in this area, you've worked in this area forever. And James, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're the #1 real estate agent in this marketplace. So you really know this market cold.
I do. Born and raised in the real estate industry. I'm actually a fourth generation realtor in this town. Between that and just always having been involved in it, and my reputation in 20 plus years doing it personally full time, it's just kind of helped me achieve that level in town.
That's great, James. So, I mean, if people are looking for something, you're obviously the guy to talk about it. What else do you think, Rob, as we start to make our way over to Jenkinson's? What are some of the other things that people should be checking out when they're down in the area?
Well, besides the famous boardwalk, obviously Jenkinson's, it's been here for over 100 years. The town offers amazing fishing. We're real close to all the commercial fishing fleet right now, and a really quaint, cute little downtown area that has some amazing shops and restaurants.
You could shop, you could drink, you can eat, you can listen to music, you can do anything.
Absolutely, and it's kind of what we like to call a walking community because you really don't
Yes.
need a car. You pretty much could walk to almost all the good sites here in town.
That's great. Are you guys going to go check it out?
Let's do it.
All right,
Love
let's go.
to.
All right, so here we are, guys. We're at Jenkinson's. Tell me a little bit about the history of this place, Rob. How much has it changed over the years?
Well, it's changed dramatically, Greg. So Jenkinson's Boardwalk's been here for well over 100 years. It's changed families twice of ownership, but the biggest change came from obviously Hurricane Sandy. So Jenkinson's used to have a pool, used to have a train that ran along the boardwalk. Now it's really family fun with bars, restaurants, games of chance, and what we're standing right next to, Greg, is actually the aquarium.
Okay, I've been in here before. They have an alligator, if I remember.
They got alligators, penguins, all kinds of stuff.
So now what, after Sandy, all this stuff was torn up, right? Like was all of this destroyed?
Absolutely. Ocean came right over this boardwalk and down to the street. So it pretty much knocked out most of the buildings. So a lot of them were rebuilt and reinforced.
How did that impact the values? How did that impact the area? And then what did the rehab process look like?
Right. So that's interesting. When the event first happened, values went down. People were avoiding waterfront,
Imagine.
beach areas. They didn't know what to expect with flood insurance. So it was really scary for maybe 2 or 3 months before investors started coming around and people started seeing the opportunity with a lot of these older homes, to improve the housing stock, to pick these properties up at a great price point and renovate them, sell them, renovate them, and hold them and rent them. And it's been a boom ever since. And these homes, they had in some cases 4 feet of water inside them, and they were unsalvageable because the new building standard was going to have to be elevated. And you talk about some of these folks not wanting to go up 30 flights of stairs to get into their house, and they end up selling for value in land.
Well, I mean, what they've done from a rehabilitation project it's amazing.
Oh, it totally is. The entire landscape of the town has changed dramatically. So if you drive down the street, you're not going to see a lot of the small bungalows that we have anymore. Most of the homes are 5, 6, 7 bedrooms. A lot of them have pools now, and the prices reflect that accordingly.
Now, where do you see the people come from, Rob? Is it usually northern New Jersey, or you see them from all over the Northeast in the country?
So it started off as northern New Jersey and New York, of course, and now we become a destination spot, and we're seeing people from everywhere coming here.
You know, I think people forget how iconic the Jersey Shore has been for 100 years. So I was driving in Pennsylvania, coming back home. I was visiting someone out in Pittsburgh, and there was a sign in the middle of Pennsylvania that said, Jersey Shore, go this way.
Love it.
Because when you think about it, this was the destination spot for 100 years.
Longer
right?
than that, Greg. The Lenny Lenape used to vacation here.
Really?
That's a fact. And Henry Hudson was going up the whole coast, but he chose this, or one of his crew members chose this area to say, what a pleasant land to see.
Is that where the name comes from?
That's where the name comes from.
How cool is that?
So yeah, 100 years plus.
That's amazing, and it makes you feel young when you're here. Right? You feel young. You can hear the noise in the background. You can hear the kids and the games and everything going on. It's such a great place to be.
Absolutely, great way to relive your youth, right?
Oh, it's amazing.
Come here, spend some money, play the games, have a great time.
All right, let's check out some of the places.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, enough of this sightseeing stuff. We need a friendly competition. You guys play mini golf?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
I mean, I hear you got a unique technique, James.
I really do.
All right.
Go down. First of all, we're really golfing in style right now, aren't we?
It's great.
Ocean
Beautiful.
is right there. Getting some sun. So there's arcades, and you got the old skee ball. What's your favorite boardwalk game?
Probably the batting cages, which are just about a block away from here.
Okay.
So I grew up playing baseball as a kid, and that was where I practiced during the off season.
All right, Rob, let's see what you got here, bud.
All right. Lining this one up.
Here we go.
Look at that.
Oh, look.
Do I get to go?
It's absolutely.
I'm going to show you guys how it's done. Boom. Come on. Oh, almost.
Almost. So Martell's Tiki Bar, another iconic spot here in Point Pleasant Beach. Tell me about it. How long has this place been here for?
I feel like my entire life, so it's probably longer.
Now, Rob, do you frequent this establishment?
I'll come here once in a while. This is the pier of Martell's, and as you can see right behind us is the ocean.
I mean, it's beautiful. You can play volleyball down there. You got the boardwalk right out there. You got this beautiful ocean view behind us. I mean,
Live music.
live music. You got everything here.
Teas.
Now, what's Tiki Teas?
You got to order one to find out.
Make sure you order one when you're at Martell's Tiki Teas. All right, guys. Well, we can't drink. We're on the clock.
That's too bad. We'll have to stop back after.
We'll come back for lunch.
Sounds like a plan.
Love it.
How'd you like your insider's tour of Point Pleasant Beach today?
James, it was tremendous. Thanks for taking the time, showing me around. And I know you got a special surprise for us at the end.
I do.
And Rob, I know that you have to go.
I do. I'm parked right here. Thanks so much, Greg. I hope you enjoyed your tour with James and I today.
That was great, Rob. Thanks for taking the time. I know you're a busy guy. We enjoyed it.
You got it. Me too. Take care.
So, James, what's so special about this particular property?
I brought the keys, so we're going to take a tour. But I can tell you that it has been affectionately known as the Sinatra House for a few decades now.
Why is it called the Sinatra House?
Well, the original owner who built this house originally wanted to bring some joy to the area and the passersby, and he thought by playing the timeless sounds of Old Blue Eyes that would be well received and people would like it. And it's kind of morphed into this, iconic, famous local house as a reason. People have loved it since he started doing it, and they'll stop and dance in front of the house when the music's playing. They'll come up to the door when I'm here on a showing, asking if they can just see it, because people just, they remember, I guess, maybe times gone by or.
Being a kid and hearing it, it's been going on for years. I mean, just since we've been standing here, 2 people have said, hey, look, the Sinatra house.
That'll continue to happen the longer we stand here. So why don't we go in for some privacy? I'll let you see what's
That's
going
great.
on.
That's cool. Let's go check it out.
All right, come on.
So James, I know the house is iconic for Frank Sinatra music playing, and people can refer back to that, and that's why everyone knows it. But what makes the house so special as a home itself?
It's a great question. If you took away the famous aspects of the house, you still have 8 bedrooms, 4 baths, almost 4,000 square foot, which is very unique on the boardwalk front. It's a very deceiving house. When you look at it from the outside, you don't know all this is here when you come in. And we've got sleeping for maybe 25 people.
I couldn't help but notice that when we were walking around, there's a ton of bedrooms. There's memorabilia on the wall as well, which was spectacular.
Yeah, all that goes back to the Sony music exec days from the owner who built the house.
Yeah, just walking around with it. There's all these bedrooms. To your point, there's room for 25 people in this house. And it really speaks to the range of different properties that are available in this overall area.
Oh, yeah. Whether it's a rental or a property you're going to buy for yourself or rent out as an investment, you've got things like this where you've got that kind of interest and ability for that number of people. The parking available. You can drive right up to this house, by the way. Some of these houses you can't, but they'll be in a different price point for somebody that's buying or renting. So you look into the finer intricacies of each house and you'll find something that suits your needs.
Yeah, whether or not you want to buy this house, or I couldn't help but notice two doors down, your sign's up as well for a property that you're renting this summer.
Yes, Shore Points Vacations has the most rentals in town. Shameless plug. And again, something for every size, budget, style that somebody wants.
Well, this house is beautiful. Thanks for taking the time to show us the inside of this house. And I think it'll be really interesting for the people out there watching it that are going to say, the Sinatra house.
The Sinatra house.
I know that house.
That's it. Well, now they've seen it, I guess. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for joining, James.
Yep.
What an amazing day today. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch the show. And a special thanks to Rob Booth and James Ward, giving us an intimate tour of the Point Pleasant Beach area. I loved it. We got to go to Jenkinson's and we went to Martell's and we got to see the Frank Sinatra house. I hope that you enjoyed everything that there is to offer in Point Pleasant. And if you're looking to rent in the area, you're looking to buy in the area, reach out to us and we'll put you in touch with James and other people that can help you in the area. So we look forward to catching up with you next week. Thanks for watching the